Imagine that you run your own IT company, and you're working with a software company that wants to upgrade their technology and equipment. As the owner of the company, it's your duty to make sure that your client, the software company, accepts what you have produced for them as satisfactory work. This is accomplished through an acceptance plan, which is an agreement between a client and the manager of a project that states the tasks that needed to be completed and the criteria that must be met to get final approval or acceptance from the client at the end of the project. In our IT example, the acceptance plan would be an agreement between your IT company and the software company. In this lesson, we'll explore the components of an acceptance plan, including project deliverables, criteria and standards for the project, and acceptance test activities. First off, the term deliverables can be defined as a product or service, either tangible or intangible, that's going to be the result of a project and will be provided to the customers. Typically, deliverables are things such as memos, reports, or things that are directly related to the project at hand. In our IT example, there are several things that may be considered deliverables, including a proposed budget, new computers, new routers, and even a training program designed to educate users. Simply put, the deliverables are the results that the customer is interested in seeing. If the deliverables of an acceptance plan are designed to show a customer the results of the project, then the criteria is used to show exactly how the deliverables are to be met. It's for this reason that the criteria of an acceptance plan must be met before the deliverables of a project are to be accepted. The criteria portion of the acceptance plan outlines the particular circumstances that the customer will choose to accept the final project and is often viewed as a standard. These circumstances may typically include instructions as to how the requirements will be performed. Using our IT example, let's take a look at some of the criteria that may be used for a project. 1. System backup settings have been tested and have passed. 2. An authentic IT interruption plan has been implemented for situations in which there are software emergencies and there are no IT staff members immediately available to assist. And 3. Software privacy and intrusion protection has been implemented and passed testing with a satisfactory grade. These types of criteria are used to show exactly how your IT company will go about making sure that the deliverables will be met. Acceptance testing can be defined as a group of activities or procedures in place to determine if certain requirements have been satisfied. Acceptance testing is an important part of acceptance planning because it allows the client to successfully demonstrate that they have the ability to meet the requirements for the project manager. These tests are useful because they help to identify a problem, provide a summary of how complete the system is, and they capture the user requirements in a method that can be measured. Let's look at some of the different types of acceptance testing. First, there is user acceptance testing, or UAT. UAT is administered by the users as well as the application managers and is typically used in the software testing process. UAT has users to test the software and apply it to handle real-life situations. UAT must also meet specific specifications. Operational acceptance testing, on the other hand, is used to determine whether or not a system is meeting the quality standard requirements for operation. For your IT company, this would be used to make sure that the software used by your client is up to standard. Compliance acceptance testing, also known as regulation acceptance testing, is used to make sure that governmental, environmental, and other types of regulations are being followed. Compliance acceptance testing is all about safety precautions. Contract acceptance testing involves testing software against certain specifications that have already been agreed upon in a contract. The allocation of acceptance test resources is also an important part of acceptance planning. The key to allocating resources is to understand the resources that are needed for your specific type of testing. For example, UAT may require human resources or people, while compliance testing may require resources such as OSHA or the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. An acceptance plan is an agreement between a client and the manager that states the tasks that need to be completed and the criteria that must be met to get final approval from the client at the end of the project. Components of an acceptance plan include project deliverables, project criteria and standards, and acceptance testing. Deliverables are tangible or intangible products or services that are going to be the desired result of a project. Criteria is used in an acceptance plan to show how the project team plans on meeting the deliverables. The criteria will list specific standards that must be met for the project to be considered complete. Acceptance testing is a term used to describe the activities that test whether or not certain requirements have been satisfied. Types of acceptance testing include user acceptance testing, UAT, operational acceptance testing, compliance acceptance testing, and contract acceptance testing.